It's Sunday night, 9:47 p.m., and right now across the country, most people are doing one of three things. Most people are doing one of three things right now. Thing one, thing two, and thing three. And you probably already know exactly which one you are. They're on the couch, watching something they don't even really care about, just existing in front of a screen. Not resting, not enjoying, just avoiding thinking about tomorrow. Or they're scrolling their phone, looking at someone else's highlight reel, someone's yacht, someone's vacation, someone's life that looks nothing like theirs, and wondering why. Or they're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, doing that quiet mental math: rent, car payment, credit card, groceries, running the numbers for the 100th time. Rent, car payment, credit card, groceries. Round and round, the same calculation every Sunday, leading to the same uncomfortable answer that never seems to change. And getting the same uncomfortable answer, that slow, sinking feeling when the numbers just don't add up again. The shoulders drop, the mood drops with them. That Sunday night anxiety, that low-grade dread before the week even starts. If you felt it, and most people have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But here's the thing. Wealthy people feel Sunday night completely differently. Not the people who inherited money, but the ones who actually built it from nothing. And I don't mean lottery winners, I don't mean trust fund kids. I mean people who started with nothing, the same nothing most people start with, and built something real. They built real financial security from the ground up, stage by stage. Not because luck showed up, but because they thought about money in a fundamentally different way. Not because they had more willpower, not because they were smarter. Those things had nothing to do with it. The real difference was something else entirely. They trained their brain to think about completely different things on Sunday night. Not stress, not dread, not avoidance. Different questions, different focus, different mental habits. And those thoughts, week after week after week, quietly compounded into something most people never build. Not in a dramatic moment, just slowly, steadily, every Sunday. Thomas Corley spent 5 years studying this. 233 wealthy people, 128 people living in poverty. 5 years of daily habits. And what he found was stark. 81%. That's how many wealthy people in his study reported spending time on Sunday specifically thinking about their financial goals for the week ahead. 81%. Among lower income respondents, 9%. 9. Not 50, not 30, 9. Same Sunday, completely different use of it. That number should stop you cold. Same 24 hours on Sunday. Same day available to every single person on this planet. Completely different use of it. And that difference changes everything that follows. Here's the problem most people have. Looking at their finances feels like opening a report card they already know is bad. So the relationship with money becomes complicated, avoidant. Like opening an envelope you already dread. You know it's there, you know you should open it, but something in you would rather not. So Sunday comes and the finances stay closed. So they avoid it, and Sunday comes and goes. Then another Sunday, then another. The cobwebs grow. The problem doesn't shrink. It just sits there, quietly, getting worse. Wealthy people do the opposite. They do what I call a Sunday money audit. Not because they're obsessed with numbers, because they treat their finances like a business, and businesses need checkups. They treat their finances like a business. No business owner would go a full week without checking if the numbers are moving in the right direction. So why would you? No business owner skips a week without checking their numbers. Monday through Sunday, every single day gets accounted for. That's not obsession. That's just how you run something that matters. And here's the reframe that changes everything. It's not about punishment. It's about information. Not a hammer over your head, a magnifying glass over your decisions. That's it. Where did money go this week that I didn't plan for? What worked? What didn't? These aren't accusatory questions, they're curious ones. You can't improve what you refuse to look at. You cannot improve what you don't measure. That's not a motivational quote, that's just reality. The red bars stay flat, the green bars climb. The only difference is measurement. The wealthy person spends maybe 10 minutes on Sunday reviewing last week's spending. 10 minutes. Coffee still warm, nothing dramatic, just a quick, calm, deliberate review. That's the habit. The broke person spends 0 minutes and then wonders why nothing ever changes. The hamster wheel keeps spinning, the problems keep orbiting. Nothing shifts because nothing gets examined. Here's a question most people never ask themselves on a Sunday night. What is my time actually worth this week? Not vaguely, specifically. Do you have a number in your head? If you make $80,000 a year, your time is worth roughly $38 an hour. That's not a rough guess, that's the math. 80,000 divided by 52 weeks divided by 40 hours. $38. So if something takes you 3 hours that you could outsource for $30, outsource it. You just made an $84 profit on your own time. That's not laziness, that's leverage. Broke people spend Sunday dreading the week. Wealthy people spend Sunday designing it. One is happening to you, the other is being built by you. Same Sunday, completely different outcome. They're not working harder, they're working with an awareness of what each hour actually costs or earns them. Every step forward creates value. That mental shift alone is worth more than most raises. Stanford psychologist Hal Hershfield found that when people feel psychologically disconnected from their future self, and most people do, they treat saving for retirement like giving money to a stranger. Of course you're going to spend it now. That old person who needs retirement money? That doesn't feel like you. It feels like giving money to someone you've never met, so you don't. That old person doesn't feel like you. They feel like someone else's problem. So the piggy bank stays empty and the younger version of you just keeps waving it off like it doesn't matter. Wealthy people have trained themselves to close that gap. On Sunday nights, they actually think about future me, not as an abstract idea, but as a real person they're making decisions for right now. Would future me at 60 be grateful for what I'm doing this week? Or would future me be sitting somewhere wondering why the balance never grew? The arrow of your choices travels through time. That's not motivation, that's accountability to someone who can't speak for themselves yet. Future you is going to exist whether you plan for them or not. The question is what life you're building them. Broke people think about income. Wealthy people think about assets. One mindset asks, what did I earn? The other asks, what do I own that's growing while I sleep? Those two questions lead to completely different lives. The broke person's Sunday thought is, I get paid Thursday, I need to make it to Thursday. That's it, survival mode. Thursday feels like it's across a desert, hot, far, and uncertain. The wealthy person asks, what do I own right now that's growing while I sleep? The house appreciating, the index fund compounding, the investment working, all of it while they rest. A $50,000 emergency fund sitting in a big bank account earning 0.4% is losing about $2,000 a year to inflation. That's not safe money, that's slowly disappearing money. There's one number wealthy people obsess over that most people never even think about. It's not their income, it's not their net worth, it's the gap, the difference between what comes in and what goes out. You can earn $200,000 a year and have a $0 gap. All of it coming in, all of it going right back out. The wallet stays thin, the net worth never moves. Income means nothing without the gap. But $60,000 a year with a $1,200 gap invested consistently over 20 years becomes over $900,000. The river flows, the jar fills, the gap does the work. Wealthy people protect the gap like it's the most important thing they own, because it is. Temptations come from every direction. The new car, the vacation, the upgrade, and every single one gets blocked. Lifestyle creep. Subscriptions you forgot about, a dinner out that wasn't planned. Small things that seem harmless, but gremlins don't announce themselves. They just climb, and quietly, the gap shrinks. Most people think about their finances as a set of actions. I need to save more. I need to spend less. I need to invest. The list goes on forever, and nothing ever gets checked off. Wealthy people think about their finances as an identity. I am someone who builds wealth. I am someone who invests every week without fail. I am someone who protects their gap. That's not a task list. That's who they are. James Clear built an entire framework around this in Atomic Habits. Every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you want to become. Each vote shapes the identity. The identity shapes every future decision. The person who invests $300 this Sunday isn't just $300 richer. They've cast a vote for the identity of being an investor. That vote matters more than the money. Do that 52 weeks in a row and the identity becomes unshakable. The stacks grow, the habit solidifies, and somewhere around that 52nd week, it doesn't even feel like effort anymore. It just feels like who you are. And this is where it all comes together. Wealthy people end their Sunday with one single question. What is one financial move I can make Monday morning that future me will be grateful for? Maybe it's automating another $100 into their investment account. One button, one press, and now that money moves every single month without them ever having to think about it again. Maybe it's calling their insurance company to review their rates. The old bill gets crossed out. A new lower one takes its place. One phone call, real savings compounding from there. One move, Monday morning, before the week takes over, before the calendar fills up, before life gets loud. One move, made early, before the chaos of the week can swallow it whole. Because every Monday move builds a habit, brick by brick, week by week. The wall grows, and every brick laid is proof to yourself that you are someone who follows through. Every habit reinforces the identity. The reflection in the mirror becomes clearer, more defined, more real. The wealth builder identity stops being something you aspire to and starts being something you already are. And somewhere around month 12 to 18 of doing this, the bank account starts to look different. The numbers tick upward, the balance grows, and something shifts, quietly but unmistakably. The net worth climbs, and Sunday nights start to feel different too. The storm cloud fades, the lamp gets brighter. Before and after, separated not by luck, but by the habits you chose. Sunday night anxiety is real. The dread, the ceiling staring, the numbers that never add up. That is not a character flaw. Let me be clear about that. That's what happens when your financial life is happening to you instead of being designed by you. The difference between wealthy people and everyone else isn't that they don't feel stress. It's that they've replaced financial anxiety with financial intention. Same Sunday night, completely different mental occupation. You don't need more income to start this. You don't need a perfect financial situation. You need 20 minutes next Sunday and the willingness to ask different questions than the ones keeping you stuck. Review the week. Think about your time. Think about future you. Think about what you own, not just what you earn. 4 questions, 4 shifts, all of them available to you right now. Protect your gap. Ask if you acted like the person you want to become. Then pick one move for Monday morning. That's the ritual. That's the difference. One arrow pointing you forward. Next Sunday is going to come whether you're ready or not. The calendar doesn't wait. Time falls whether you scramble or stand still. The only variable is what you do when it arrives. The only question is what you're going to do with it. The sunrise is coming either way. The week is coming either way. The only thing in your control is the intention you bring to it. If this changed how you think about Sunday nights, subscribe. I put out new videos every single week. And drop a comment. Which of these 7 shifts hit hardest for you? I read every one.